Welcome to Demo Listen Thursday. We've got Seriph with us, Johnny Foreplay, and Neonix. I think everybody else at Redline Reload has quit, and they don't... No, I'm just kidding. I think Mel's asleep. Everybody else is busy. Let me get this straight here. We got a lot of tunes to go through today. If you haven't seen this show before, there's a submission form thing that I can post. Send in your tunes. That way we can send them out high quality to all the judges. We'll listen to the tune. We'll give you some feedback on what we like, didn't like, and some production tips and stuff like that. Super awesome. Headline reload. Oops. Let's do this. Antima? Yeah, Antima. It's called With My Folks, which I feel like I've listened to this tune before. I don't know.
What tune is it? I can't. You clipped out. I can't hear you.
Antima With My Folks.
Okay, I got it.
Been a while since he's been on our show. Sent in a couple tunes. I recognize the name. Sweet. All right, Lee. Mute your mic.
I will.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. I don't know what happened there, but I'm listening to the tune. That's the With My Folks. Nice one. Let's see if
funny because the air horn.
So you can still hear the air horn?
I can still hear the air horn. But I can hear the...
You think like a semi is about to run you over?
Like doing this Zoom and like I have y'all plugged into my car stereo, so I'm like, what was that?
That's amazing.
Caveman SpongeBob.
All right, I'm gonna start with this one. Let's see. Positives. I like the rhythm of the drop. I think it had a cool vibe. It wasn't. I mean, it was like dubstep. It wasn't like rhythm stomp around stuff. Intro was intense. There's like some cinematic strings going on that were cool. Kick and snare punched through nicely. At the end there, I'm not sure how much of that was going on, but there was definitely some like Foley kind of fills. Oh, we're trying to figure out where Jack is. And it's like field recorded sounding stuff. And I actually think it could use more of that. That would be really cool. And kind of every time someone does that, it kind of elevates the song and makes it sound a little more organic and cool. And people are just like, ooh, sweet. Other than adding more of that, maybe form wise, you've got 16 drop, 16 drop part B, 8 drop part C, and then it goes to a breakdown. And so I feel like to me it felt like it was missing 8 bars yet. So I would do another 8 of that part C, just change something or take something else away and then go into the breakdown.
Whoa, you totally cut out, Andrew.
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
you did. I wonder if I'm like murking y'all's call quality. Should I join back in like 5 when I get home?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you're gonna be home soon.
Yeah, I'll be home soon anyway. So I'm wondering if like me being on my phone is just killing y'all's connection.
Okay. Yeah, call us when you're back.
Yep, I'll be back to give inputs, Redline Reload fams.
The inputs for the memes.
For the memes dailies. Alright, I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna try to add Jack back to the call then.
Yeah, see, now you sound normal. I think it was his thing that was interfering a little bit.
Skype tries, but they should just not have the functionality if it's not gonna work. But that's my thoughts on it. Cool tune. Let's go to Seriph. What did you think of this one?
That was really cool. I loved the intro on that. The only thing I noted about the intro is that you could possibly add some low-end element in there because it sounded a little kind of flat in comparison to the drop, which was also sick. But the other thing that I liked, everything was good. I liked it. I thought it was cool. The switch was really sick, too. I like the sounds used in it. The only other note I have is that you can kind of make that kick a little heavier and maybe sidechain to make it pop through a little more because I felt like it was kind of lost. But that tune was sick, so that's all I have.
Yeah. No, there's not a lot to talk about. It's pretty dang good.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Here's the other Ironhide. Dude, your link is not working. And it looks like a freaking correct private link, but I click on it and it says, we can't find that track. So...
Which?
I'm signed in, right? Yeah. It's an Ironhide tune. Send it to redlinereload@gmail.com, I guess. Just give that a shot.
I was like looking in the demos. I'm like, I don't even see an Ironhide tune.
No.
Shout out my boy Ironhide. What's up, dude?
What's that, dude?
Am I a ghost or am I here?
Hey, you're back.
I can hear you.
Nice.
And I can see a still frame of you.
Yeah, why does that keep happening?
We're gonna have to like troubleshoot it sometime off stream.
Yeah. Did you guys do feedback for the tune just now? Or
We did. You were able to listen, right?
Yeah, was it the Antima tune?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, I'll just give quick my 2 cents because I have 2 things that I wanted to say, and that's it.
Your first cent?
That the choppy synth, it's like the second bass that comes in at the drop. I would say high pass it just a little bit to clean up the bottom end because it sounds a little too fat and wide down there. And maybe do that with the snare drum too.
Cool.
I don't know what you said, but that's all I got.
We said that like 4 times. No, we didn't say that.
Oh. Nice.
Sweet. All right. Without more interruptions, let's do this Trill Clinton tune, Nakatomi Heist. Got some
What? Trill Clinton. Got it.
Nakatomi Tower from what's that movie? No, not Mel Gibson. What am I thinking? Wow. Oh my goodness. The Christmas action movie.
Mission Impossible.
No.
What?
I'm just naming. You said action movie, so that's the first thing I thought of.
Somebody help me in the chat. I love this movie.
I've never watched movies before.
We have to wait 10 more seconds for stream lag before someone's like, "You're
Die Hard!
Die Hard! Thank you.
Damn it. Dude, I was like, it had to be. I was like, why does that sound so familiar?
Yeah, I love Die Hard. Well, the first one.
Good stuff.
Kind of gets long. And,
Who was I?
Seen it.
yeah, you know.
Isn't there like 5 now?
There's
Anyway.
4, I think, and the 4th one was just a little too much for me. I don't know. I mean, he jumps a car into a helicopter to make them both explode, and then he like bails midair and is alive. I don't know. And then he jumps onto like a fighter jet, like a Harrier. It's like, come on.
Sounds like something could happen.
Yes.
It's Bruce Willis. He can do anything.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. That's his name. Okay, let's play this tune. It looks like it's a little quiet, so I'm gonna gain it up a second here. But 3, 2, 1, trill.
Mr. Mystery Guest. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Unless you want to open the front door for me.
No, I'm afraid not. You have me at a loss. You know my name, do you? Just another American who saw too many movies as a child. Another orphan of bankrupt culture is John Wayne, Rambo, Marshall Dillon.
I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. Really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Welcome to the party, pal!
Epic.
Beep-a-doop, beep-a-doop.
Did Anna walk behind me? I didn't even see her.
She walked behind you, yeah. And I like how the still that my face is frozen on is the most like pensive, sad, thoughtful look. Like it's just so typical of a way that I would sit.
Right.
All right, I'm not gonna start with this one. Let's start Seriph.
Alrighty. I liked the drums in this. They were pretty clean. The only thing I noticed was that the kick transient was a little sloppy. If you tighten it up a little bit, it would give it less of that kind of like shattery sound that a kick can do if it's a little sloppy. But other than that, I thought it was really cool. The intro was fun. The toms were nice in the drop, but you could EQ those a little bit because they sounded kind of muddy in comparison to the rest of the drums. Probably a little too much low end on them is what it sounded like to me. But the other thing is on the synths, if you're using reverb, sometimes reverb will make everything sound a little too muddy. And rather than focusing on like more delay in the reverb, switch it to like a time setting and see what that does to the sound, because it'll keep their kind of consistency without muddying up the rest of the mix. So maybe tinker with the reverb on the synths a little bit. And then the other thing is the vocal kind of felt out of place in the tune. It was a cool vocal, but just something about the EQ didn't sit well with me. Other than that, I liked it. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Let's go to Jackie Foreplay.
Jackie Foreplay. All right.
Jackie.
I was gonna say to kind of piggyback off the reverb comment, but to start with something else. I was gonna say to do some compression on the bass synths to get them. Well, maybe they are already pretty undynamic, if you will. But I was gonna say they just need to be up at the level that the drums are at. They sound like they're sitting really far back in the mix. Mm-hmm. And the way that I was gonna piggyback off Seriph with that is that sometimes when something is drowning in a lot of reverb, or maybe it's dimension expander, or maybe it's chorusing, or maybe it's a delay. It could be any of those things because they're all time-based effects that would put something far back in the mix like that. Like a chorus, you might not think, but if you do the right settings on it, it works pretty much like a delay does. But if you were to just bring down the wetness on that, that could help. Otherwise, you could just keep what you're at and then put at the end of that chain some kind of like the OTT compressor, but adjust the settings, because that never sounds really good right out the box. But some kind of multi-band compression to like get it up with the drums. But after you do that, I just feel like the presence of whatever effect is making it sit far back in the mix like that is going to become really apparent. So you're going to probably want to dial back the dry wet on that either way. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's a reverb or a delay or something, but something is just pushing. Reverbs will push things to sound like they're farther back in the mix. The more dry something is, the more it's going to stick in your face. So, yeah, it could be a reverb, a delay, anything like that.
I agree.
And yeah, tight. And other comments, I guess, is I really liked the intro personally. Like he said though, the vocal doesn't sit well in the mix. I just think it wasn't loud enough personally. I don't know though.
I mean, my big thing I was going to say is that the drums are just too loud, everything else is too quiet. So either bring everything else up or turn the drums down, for sure.
Can I get new water real quick?
Yes, you can.
Sure.
I'll go ahead.
There's floaties in my water and I don't.
But they're good.
Don't drink the floaties. Only the blue ones.
Wifestalgia just went online on Skype. I wonder if she's going to try to call me. So yeah, drums too loud, everything else too quiet. Make them happier. Because even I like doing pre-masters with loud drums so that when I clip the master, or I slam the hell out of it, the drums are super smashed and loud. But there's too much of a difference right now for sure. High pass filter the bass, maybe some of the mud is coming from that. And I'm surprised. I guess Jack was talking about the bass processing a little bit. I was expecting him to say some stuff about the gun style bass, the 16th notes or whatever. I'm not great at guns, but layers always help. And take your MIDI notes and then turn off whatever like grid setting you have that makes them go in the right spot. Highlight them all and shorten up the back so that there's space in between each gun hit. Because I think each gun was into the next sound. And it doesn't give it that punch stabby sound unless you have some separation. So that's something to try, for sure. Also, this wasn't very trill. But yeah.
I feel like somebody may have mentioned this before, actually, on this stream. But something that works really good for guns, on top of what Andrew just said, definitely do shorter stabs for guns. That's important. Is layer them with a percussive element, and I don't mean like a hi-hat. I mean some weird stuff like a pitched triangle, or even like a tom. Sometimes will do some crazy damage on acting damage. That's trippy. Yeah, layers.
That's a good idea. Let's go straight into this Flax tune. Oh, I haven't been posting people's SoundClouds, so in order, I'm going to post people's SoundClouds really quick. Shuri. The last stream we did, I didn't post a single SoundCloud. I'm sorry. So this is Flax, Corruption.
I'm back.
Good, because we can't. You're trying to scare us because we can't see you. Whoa, this is a fat sausage.
Yeah, fat sausage. That's what I like.
Bangers.
This is a fat sausage. I'm going to turn this back to normal volume. And the cool thing with the new stream layout is that if you look at the bottom right, you'll be able to see the fat sausage and how sat sausage it is. All right.
Holy jeez.
You can see the music, man.
I can already see the music.
Drugs make me feel like I'm on this music, dude. All right. Everybody got the Flax tune?
Yep.
Yes. I'm stoked.
Sweet. 3, 2, 1, play. Whoa. It's loud. actual guns, I believe. Yee.
Hefty.
Hefty.
I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a sick tune.
Yeah, it was really good.
I was gonna say don't stop, believe it, but then I was like, wait, we've been over that. Yeah. Let's go to the JFP. What are your thoughts?
The GIF.
The Jiffy P. GIF P. The first thing I thought was, where are my notes? Okay, the intro cinematic synthy stuff, whatever that was happening, was cool. It crossed over, like, the reverb tail on it, or maybe the release on the actual synth itself, allowed it to kind of cross over into, like, the first half of the bar of the first part of the drop, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, the tail just kind of came in, and it reduced the power of that first hit, like, right at the drop. So I would say maybe just, like, do a hard cut of it out, or do some sort of, like, low-pass filter that completely stops it right before the drop happens or something, just to give, like, more power right to that first note. I'm a huge sucker for those, like, step sequencer filter mod basses, if you know what I'm saying, where instead of, like, a sweeping
It's kind of
motion,
quantized.
it does, like,
It's like
it does a
steps.
quantized. Yeah, exactly. Those are really cool. I love hearing that, like, every time I hear it. I just wanted to say that I like that. Some of the bass synths sound like they were a little far back in the mix, and I would just personally bring them up and then bus limit, like, all of the basses together and just bring them up until they crush right into the limiter and are at the same level as everything else. That way you'll keep them all in line. The second drop was really cool. I liked all the weird, like, I don't know what those are called anymore, machine gunny style basses that were happening. Then the only other critique I have is drum fills or moments of silence or ways to break up the constant barrage
Yeah.
of bass noises, because as much as I love it, like, it could use just a little bit more groove, and you could really achieve that with some drum fills, some silence, etc.
Definitely. That's pretty much everything I was gonna hit on. So Jack mentioned the melody synth in the intro carries over the bar. So yeah, muting that would give it more power. Also, I just thought the build up into the drop wasn't obvious in both of the drops. It was kind of just like, oh, we're in. You know, there was no
Surprise.
Yeah.
there was no tension, you know, and that tension is really nice to have in music. Hey, you made it.
I made it. I know what.
Hey.
The traffic was ridiculous.
I will send, or can somebody send him the Dropbox link while I give some feedback?
I think it's in the beginning of this call. Is it the? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is it. I think.
You should be able to stream them all. But anyway, yeah. So ways to achieve that: don't let anything carry over the bar from the intro. Jack mentioned low pass filtering. You could do a nostalgia and turntable stop. I use it way too many
I've been
times.
doing that lately too.
I just love that sound. You can high pass filter, risers. There was no sample. You could put a sample in. I don't know.
Snare roll.
Snare roll.
You can put a sample on. If you have to.
If you have to. You could just sample this. There's corruption in the streets. There you go.
God, here we go.
All right.
Good to go.
Yes. And then Jack also mentioned that some of the basses were louder than the others. So I would, if you're late, this is obviously like done or late in the game. If you're still working on this, I would print the bass stem, like make it audio, and then you can volume automate every bass that's quiet if you want to take time to make it super awesome. Or you could just throw a multiband or something and compress them a little more, or make the loud ones quiet. It's actually probably a smarter idea.
You know what's really handy?
What?
If you use Bitwig, I wish that every other DAW did this, but in Bitwig, if you volume automate audio stems like that, it actually shows you the waveform as you edit it.
That's sick.
So that when you make stuff louder, you can just do it you can eyeball it and make it all the same level.
That's handy.
So if any Ableton or FL Studio reps happen to be watching our slowly stream here,
Would you believe all of them are? It's crazy. They actually stopped E3 streaming so that we could all watch this. It's nuts.
Which has been incredible, by the way.
We'll talk about it. We'll
I
talk.
haven't watched it. I saw the clips of the new Zelda game and then I cried, so I just
Cried those. I gotta buy a
Everyone
new
did.
console tears.
What'd you say, Andrew? You do the boopy thing.
I do the boopy thing.
Yeah.
There's corruption in the streets. Look out!
It's fine.
Pizza time!
All right, let's go to Seraph. What are your thoughts?
You guys pretty much touched on everything. My main, I honestly enjoyed pretty much everything about that tune. That was awesome. I feel like I would play that out.
Yeah,
But-
I definitely play it out.
That intro is so sudden. There's like Andrew said, there's no tension, and you really kind of want that tension and release in a track, especially if you're gonna play stuff out live. It's gonna confuse audiences a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because they kind of get in the groove, and when they're like, "Oh, here it comes! Oh no, wait, there it is!" But dude, wow, I loved it. It almost had kind of like a Ulysses feel to it with those quantized, broken telephone sounds. That's what I've been calling them. But
Yeah.
oh man, good times. I love you, bro.
Sorry.
The
That
funny
was too
thing
much.
about the tension and release thing too is I was just talking to my coworker today, and he was saying that him and his buddy, when they'd sit around at the house listening to beats and they knew the really sick beat was about to come on because of the intro or whatever, they would just sit there and look at each other and go, oh shit, here it comes. We do that, a lot of us do that at shows too, when you're at the show and something is coming, and it's just that build up just feels so good, and everyone's just like, ah, here it comes, and then it finally comes, and so when it just kind of comes out of nowhere, you don't get the excitement.
Exactly.
Well, think of like Wasteland, that Fizzo tune. You know what I mean? When you hear that, bant, everyone knows what's coming.
Everyone knows shit's going down.
Someone's about to start a mosh pit.
It's all signaling. Good stuff.
To a burial.
Read that.
Man, Mel isn't in this call, and I finally dug up my Prime Audio tee.
I know.
I haven't been able to find this for a year.
That's right. He was giving you crap, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was giving me crap, and then he said that he would draw me up a Microsoft Paint edition, and he never did it.
What?
Yeah, I said if you draw me a Microsoft Paint Prime Audio exclusive T-shirt, I will wear it to every show I play.
Bro, that sounds sick.
That would be sick. Hey, let's do this Fury tune, eh?
Yeah.
It's called Brutalize, so
Big up, Fury.
Brutal.
we'll see how brutal this is. We gotta give it how many brutals out of brutal?
We'll find out. I guess I'll write down a note.
Corruption!
I'm gonna give it a predetermined 4.95 brutals out of brutals.
Dude, you
I
pre-
give it
How many are there?
I give it a 4/3 notation, brutal. If it's brutal, it'll be gent.
Yeah.
It has to be offbeat, though. All right,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do this.
Fury, brutalize. 5, 4, 2, 1, play.
Demolition Thursdays.